Okay. So this is not a live stream. This is a pre-recorded stream, if you will. I'm not going to be around on Friday, so I'm going to pre-record my stream, and you'll be able to catch this on YouTube. So what I'm trying to do this week is, you might remember last week I was busy trying to get my WordPress AI SDK demo working with the new providers. You can watch that video last week's stream. Basically, I figured out that the newer versions of the PHP and WP AI SDK packages require the providers installed, so I've done that. So now I'm going to just retest out the AI SDK demo, the PHP one. Currently on WordPress 6.9, so I'm going to test it there first, get the WPAI client demo working on 6.9, then upgrade to 7, and make sure it gets working there. So that's the plan. So I've just copied the PHP AI SDK demo over. I'm going to activate it. Actually, let me just make sure of one thing. Make sure all the composers and npms and things are installed and working. Okay, it doesn't have any npm stuff, so don't worry about that. So let's activate that. Okay, getting errors already. Anthropic provider. I wonder if this is related to not found. WordPress AI client. Oh, that's right. I think this is because this needs to be updated. Which version of the AI client is installed? Okay, so I might need to fix the version of that as well. See what versions we've got here. Remove specific implementations. Let's try a composer update. Why doesn't this show what version it is? That's kind of annoying. Okay, let's do it this way. That's probably because, okay, so that's a version number thing, so I'm going to have to say everything greater than 1 probably. 0, let's do that. Lock. Okay. See if that fixes it. Cool. Okay. So now I'm not going to get the AI settings page. To think about this, I'm going to need to specify the key myself. So I'm going to do this now, but I'm going to edit this out of the video. Oh, I don't think I've set up my AI API key. Okay. So before we do anything else, I need to do that. So that's going to get edited out. So inside here, I am going to need there was a thing here where the documentation architecture. It's not in the README. Just bump on the connecting, logging. All right, I'm going to just use DeepWiki for this. So I can't for the life of me remember PHP AI client. What are the API key constants? There we go. Okay. So we'll go with Anthropic for now. So define Anthropic API key, and I'll put my key in there. And I'm going to open this up in VS Code off screen and then pop it in there. Okay. While I'm there, I'm also going to enable debugging. So that I can log to my debug logs. Okay, so I've configured all of that in the config. So now, if I go here, okay, so the demo is installed, the providers are all there, Anthropic's got a key. Okay, so now I should be able to run the WPCLI command. Here. So that should give me no representation from where am I? Right. Try that again. Okay, so I'm there. So then let's go a WordPress haiku, and that should generate some text. Yes, okay, so that's working. Happy days. Okay, so the PHP AI SDK demo plugin is working. I am happy. I'm now going to commit the changes. Okay. Into pages. Let's just make sure that's done. One of the reasons I want to get these working is I've got a couple of talks coming up and I want to submit these. Yeah, there we go. I want to submit these to, oh, actually I did my own README. Could have copied it there. Anyway, I want to submit these to the WP training team repo so I can use them for some demos that I'm working on. Okay, that's good. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to just open up VS Code again and uncomment my API key because I want to use the settings, the connectors page. So I'll just leave that like that. We can close this, we can close that, we can close that. And then I want to move the AI client demo code back over. So I'm going to move that to there. It's fine. And then I can just delete this backups folder. Ugh, why does it take so long? PHP Storm just being horrible now. Probably all the vendor and composer nonsense. Come on. Can I just do this? Oh, it's done. Okay, good. Okay, so let us delete this directory. Should I do that? All right, let's check that everything here is good. So cd wp. So composer install. That's all good. Install. Why is everything so slow today? Cheapest. Why do I have Jetpack installed here? I think I was testing something the other day. Just delete that. Okay. Run bold. Okay, so if I now activate the AI client demo, good, no errors. Let's just verify that. Debug log. That was authentication from earlier. Guess I think it's all still the same authentication error. That seems fine. I should do a quick refresh to make sure. Yeah, all good. Okay, so now I should get the AI credentials. Excellent, and I've got some keys installed there. That's great. So now let's see if the page works. Okay, this should change. Yeah, that's working. So a new WordPress poem. Prompt, code is poetry. Let's see what it does. Okay, generate post. Abilities client demo generate post is pending. I need to update this so it shows like a loading screen or something. Okay, that's done. Let's see if that worked. Didn't create the post. Let's check the error logs. Nothing in the error log. Okay, that's fine. If memory serves, I think I had disabled the... No, I hadn't. Request time not still there. Okay, interesting. Let's see if anything was logged to the console. Nope. It all seemed to work. Okay, that's fine. So let's do this. Let's wonder which part broke. Okay, so let's error log the content. And the image. Let's just see here. What does the content return? Okay, so let's give it a. Guess it's an object. And then let's error log the image. And I don't know what went wrong. I didn't check the console. So let's go back. Okay. So let's go a short 5 sentence. I think I might have expected too much from it. Okay, so it's pending. Nothing in the console. Let's see if it returned anything. Post creation failed. Post creation failed. Error message. Well, that's useless. Okay. Post creation failed. Error message. Okay, it says in the debug. So there's the paragraph. Okay, so there was an error creating. Okay. So it's an issue with the image. All right. So that's my Google API key. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, this is an easy enough one to fix. I need to load up credits on my Google account or get the right key possibly. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to credentials and I'm going to delete my Google API key so it won't try and create the image. And then I should be able to do this. My demo plugin definitely needs some work. There we go. Okay, that should do the trick. Okay, so that should work now. Let's see. Okay, there we go. WordPress poems working. So that's cool. So there's no errors in my code. Okay, the generation is not great, but that's fine. It works. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's remove all the error logs. Okay, that's great. So I need to just test the image generation. I'll have to load up credits on my account or something. I'm going to do that now. Okay, so that means this all works as is in WordPress 6.9.1. So that is good. I still need to just test out the image generation. I'll do that separately. What I want to do now is commit the changes. Okay. Updates to work. Latest package version. Okay. Right. So this all works with 6.9. And now I'm going to have to get it to work with 7. Now I'm probably going to have to do something similar here and here, and then I'm going to have to fix the JS story. All right. So let's upgrade WordPress. Yeah. So let's go to 7.0. Update that. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to uncomment my Anthropic API key. Probably should have disabled some plugins as well, but anyway, do that from the command line. So there we go. Don't need plugin list. Just wait for WordPress to update. Oh, great. There's an error on the site. That's a bummer. I may need to okay, that seems to have worked. And starting up again. No, it's all failed. It's all failed. Dear, dear, dear. Okay, let's see what happened. Still got WP admin going on. I wonder if it's because I was fiddling with the config. So let's have a look. So let's try and quit Studio. And start up Studio again, see what happens. Verify your local directory contains the standard WordPress installation. Error invoking remote method start server. Failed to start WordPress server. Oh dear, dear, dear. Okay, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simply delete this site. I'm going to close, let me just quit PHP Storm. And let me just copy this line into my clipboard. I'm going to delete the site. Okay, looks like Studio is doing some updates, all kinds of fun things. Okay. Oh, password. Okay, let's go back and delete the site. delete this one as well. Fortunately, none of these are super important to me. But I don't understand why that's happening. It's interesting. Okay. Let's create a new site. Create a site. We'll just call it WordPress. Always back up your stuff, kids. This is why I always commit everything to revision control some way. Oh, you can actually specify the password. That's handy. Ooh! All these new settings in Studio. Fun times. Okay, so there's my client demo. Let's get the other one while we're at it. Okay, so we'll start with this one. Okay, we have a WordPress site. Let's open up Dust Terminal. Open up VS Code. And then let's install the providers. Ready to internal server. What? Right. Okay. We really need to get these AI provider plugins higher up in the results. If ever you wanted proof that Automatic doesn't control what gets installed in the search, people at Automatic built all of these plugins and they're just not there. So the Anthropic one somewhere, there it is. Okay. So let's activate just Anthropic for now. That's what I'm going to use. Okay, so now we can install this guy. Okay. Define. API. Okay, so that's in the config. So now this should work. So let's activate. Forgot to define the debug log, so let's do that. Okay, just do a quick refresh. Content, no debug, good. Let's check functionality. Right, now what am I doing? There. Okay, so that works. So that's good. So that one I'm happy with. Now let's go over to this one. Okay. No, that's not what I want. I need some water. Drinking too much coffee. Okay. Now this, just here, currently, this is fixed to version 0.3.0 of the AI client, which is before all the changes. So I just want to see something here. So version 4 and you've got to use the custom autoloader. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a fork of it so I can get that to work properly. And then I'll figure out what I'll do with that. Okay. So let's do that. So let's go get checkout B. Let's call it, I don't know, announcement 7.0. Okay. And then compare this to 0.4.0. And use the new autoloader. Okay. That's fine. Now, the other thing is that this doesn't exist anymore, but I've got that in a separate plugin. And some of the JavaScript will fail, but I've got that in a separate plugin as well, so that's fine. So let's just do that for now. Okay, so let's run composer install. install. I should theoretically be able to take the abilities API package dependency out as well. But I might need to change how I'm accessing those abilities. Okay. Okay, so while that's doing its thing, let's just refresh this. Okay, so there's the client demo plugin. That's done its thing. No debug log. Okay, let's activate. Activated, no errors. No debug log, that's good. Okay, so now we should have connectors. Yes. So I should be okay to add my API key there. I'm going to go off screen for this. I can bring it back now. Okay, so that's connected. So now this page is still not loading. Okay, so that's what I need to figure out now. Why this is not loading. I have a feeling it's because of this. Let's see if there's anything in the debug. Nothing in the debug. So I'm going to it should work. Let's see here. Still not working. Okay. Client demo tools. Okay, let's just log the screen ID. This is kind of where I started last week. I went down the rabbit hole. Not seeing any debugging. How's that? Ah, it's not even getting there. Debug log is true. Debug display is false. Debug is true. That's weird. Here's the index. Let's see if it's loading the script. See what dependencies are. React, React DOM, WP abilities, components, data DOM, ready element hooks. Yeah, should be fine. Wonder if it's because it relies on abilities. Wonder if that's the problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out all the ability stuff. Because I'll tell you why. Because as far as I know, abilities is available somewhere. Where is it? I did this in a live stream yonks ago. Let's have a look. Just in here somewhere. Const abilities API. And await import WordPress abilities. Okay, let's see if that'll work. Right, import at WordPress abilities. Const ts API. There we go. How did it know that? Was that just Google Chrome's AI being clever? Or did it read it from the YouTube? That's weird. Ah. I wonder if this means that ability. Am I seeing any console errors though? I'm not seeing any console errors. And this page loads. Okay, let's do this. Let's take that out and let's take the okay. Step one. Make sure that the script is being enqueued. That's the first step. Yeah, the script is not being enqueued. Okay. We're not getting here. Why? Okay, let's do this. That should at least log something. Why is nothing logging to the damn debug log? Okay, let's just see if I get anything. Did I not save the page or something? What is going on here? Don't be debug, true. Don't be debug, true. Don't be debug display, false. Is this? The plugin is enabled. It's not writing anything to the debugger. Okay, so let's go here. True. Let's just see what this does. What is going on? Is the studio being weird? What is going on? All right. Let's stop this site. Start it up again. Okay, now I'm getting a debug log at least. Okay. So it's loading the demo plugin. WordPress plugin, AI client demo. Vendor. WordPress. WP AI client. Auto load. Okay. So that's there and that should work. Okay, so that's working. So that's working. And that's working, so therefore it'll require the autoloader. And then that should work. And then this should work. So let's see if this is working. No, that's the fun part. Why is that not? Why is that not working? I mean, this should give me something at least. Not even. What is going on here? Am I using the wrong action? Is that action not being fired anymore? It's definitely the right action. What on earth? Why? Is this a beta issue? I wonder if I need to change the priority. Let's try that. I'm so confused right now. Okay, I'm gonna ask Claude what it thinks because I am so confused. I'm gonna say help me plugin. Looks like the callback function does not be triggered. Try and restart this thing. There is nothing. This is running a beta version of WordPress. Could there be a bug there somewhere? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I'm going to have to pause for a second. I hope to come back to this later. Okay, so what I think I've been able to determine is that for some reason, calling error log is not working in a studio environment. So I'm going to have to log an issue for that. But for now, I'm using good old die. And I'm getting to where I need to go on this page. So I'm getting there. I'm using the hook inside of the callback function, which I didn't even know was a thing. So I'm using that instead of the screen ID. And so I know it's at least getting here. So what I don't understand is why it's not encoding the script. So that's kind of annoying. Oh, you know what the problem might be? It might be the path, maybe. Let's just see. Okay, so let's do this. So let's go. Since we have to die like a flippin' Neanderthal, because debugging doesn't seem to be working for some weird reason. Let's see what this returns. Okay. So that's WordPress, WP content plugins, WP AI client demo, bold index.js. And that is what it is, WP AI client, bold index.js. So I should also be able to search for this. I wonder if abilities is part of the problem. I feel like it is. I feel like abilities is part of the problem. But I am installing the abilities API. Ah, but I'm not loading the autoloader anymore. That would explain it. So I wonder if I now need to install. Oh, that's painful. Okay. Damn it. See, I'm not using the vendor autoloader, which means the ability API package is not being installed or used or whatever. It explains it. What I need to figure out is how its accessibility is. in 7.0. That WP ability is not defined. So what I'm going to need to do some digging, which I can't do now. Okay, so I'm getting somewhere. So I'm going to need to remove the abilities requirements, figure out how to access abilities in WordPress 7.0 if they're even available. I thought they were, but I guess they're not. If they're not available, maybe that's fine. Maybe I just write my own or something. Okay. I feel like I'm at least getting somewhere. I still don't understand the whole error log situation with Studio, but I'm going to work on that in a separate situation. I hate the fact that so much is changing right before all my talks. Because it means I've got to make all kinds of changes to my demo code, which sucks. But I'll figure it out. Anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, I won't be around next week. I'll be in Costa Rica. So there won't be a live stream next week. I'm hopefully going to create a short version of this, so you might be watching me there. But if I don't see you next week, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye.